this was the domino. I think this was the last one left, and it was involving Miles Bridges. We all know he wanted to return to the Queen City, and I'm here to report to you on behalf of everybody who has reported this that Miles Bridges and the Charlotte Hornets have came to terms on a 3-year, $75 million deal. He will be returning, ladies and gentlemen. We all know the forward signed a 1-year, $7.9 million qualifying offer back in 2023-24 campaign. And it was a lot of speculation with the contract extension talks. We didn't know which direction one side was going. Miles Bridges has went through a trail of hula hoops. I'm gonna get into what does this mean for the Charlotte Hornets. Clearly, this coincides with Jeff Peterson. With what he has said, was saying that he wanted Miles Bridges to remain a Charlotte Hornet. He's a part of this core when you discussing with Brandon Miller, with Lamelo, and I'm gonna even throw Mark Williams in there. A lot of people don't want to throw Mark in there, but I believe he's in there. Now, Miles Bridges got a lot that he could bring to the table. I think that he could elevate his game to another level. With him being out of the league for it felt like ages. It seemed like when he came back, he wasn't as aggressive at attacking the rim. That was my only issue with Miles Bridges' game. Now, Miles Bridges, he garnered a lot of interest from the Clippers and a lot of different teams. This season, he averaged 21 points per game. He shot 46% from the field, 34% from three, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He was a big time contributor, to this basketball team. But I just felt like we needed a little bit more in a little bit of different ways. I think they got a lot of shooters already. We don't need Miles camping out at the 3-point line. I think that's just a little too much. I want Miles going back to that rim, and attacking the basket at relentless abandonment. That's the Miles Bridges that I want to see. This new launching threes and all of this other stuff. I'm not saying that is bad, but it's just not the Miles that I'm accustomed to seeing. Now, hopefully, he's put all of this stuff. We all know he went through some issues off the floor. I'm not gonna get all into that. It was a lot of things, but clearly that's been put behind him. We all know he had to do some community service work and a lot of this other stuff. The NBA, they did suspend Bridges for 30 games without pay back in April 2023, although it was ruled that 20 of those games were considered served because he missed the 2022-23 season. He missed the first 10 games and made his season debut against the Milwaukee Bucks. Charlotte wasted no time making him a major part of the rotation. Like I said, he averaged what he averaged. I think that, him with LaMelo, clearly that was an Airbnb situation. A lot of people might be surprised that the Hornets went in this direction with bringing him back. People thought that maybe they was going to move in a trade, because I ain't going to lie. When I heard it was a situation where the Charlotte Hornets could have got their hands on guys like Terrence Mann and things like that, I started to think, man, they might want to maneuver in that, so it's interesting. What are they going to have to do to bring this situation? Like I said, there's a lot of money here, so the Hornets, they're gonna have to maneuver some things around with this whole cap situation. So they're, like I said, they got Poku, they got McGowan's, so is a lot that's going into it. I'm just looking at their books right now, so at what point do the Hornets start winning? Because hopefully with Miles coming back, this is a win now move. I think this is a tradable contract if things don't go in the way it needed to go. But shout out to Rich Paul. We all knew Rich Paul was going to get his guys paid. He always does. It's crazy. Like I said, CEO Rich Paul got his client a 3-year, $75 million deal. We all know Miles wanted to get paid. Miles missed a big time payday anyway, with all of this stuff that happened. So they just got him paid $25 million a year, So clearly it wasn't that big 5-year deal that he wanted, but 25 million, a year, that's not bad. So give credit to Rich Paul for getting, Miles Bridges paid. He had to take a year, and like I said, that's not bad for Miles. A lot of people thought it was over. Miles is supposed to get that 5 year max, so if he didn't get involved in all this tribulations. But clearly him and Lamelo Ball have a special connection. Lamelo didn't want him to go. I could just tell. I just hope that Miles just takes it to the basket a little bit more this season. I like everything that he's doing. And when you look at a guy like PJ Washington who left, this could have been a similar situation. You got a guy who leaves and he helps the team get to the NBA Finals and plays a major focal point in that team. All of the talent for the Charlotte Hornets are right here. Now they have to figure it out and put all of the pieces together. You don't have another organization, another coaching staff put the pieces together for you. It's the Hornets' time to do it. But nonetheless, man, give credit to Rich Paul, man. I just got to give him credit, man, because a lot of people, when they miss their payday, they miss it. Now it's 3 years, but he getting paid good money for them 3 years. 20, like I said, 25 million for a guy who went through all that stuff. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see, because if the Hornets start flaming and they not winning, this could be bad. So they didn't lock themselves in. I'm not sure. I haven't got the terms yet. If the last year is a team option, a player option, or all 3 years guaranteed, I'm leaning towards all 3 years being guaranteed. But um, like I said, Charlotte, I think this time to win. So they can't tank. They can't worry about Cooper Flag. They can't worry about all of these other guys that's coming in this loaded draft. They got guys who've been here for a while who need to see this whole situation through. The Hornets should have been in the playoffs already. They had a pause in their development. When you discussing problems with Lamelo, his injury issues, off the floor issues here, coaching, or just been in a complete disarray. When you discussing, Borrego, then it goes to Clifford, and then now you have Charles Lee. I mean, for the love of God, you at some point, the influx has just been tremendous. So we're gonna leave it at that. Is got a lot more coming involving the Charlotte Hornets. If you just get this video, we are live, so we're gonna be bringing you an array of news updates and more. Make sure you hit the like button, and most definitely hit the subscribe button. It's Flight Sports TV. If you want to stay up to date with all things news and more, this has been an active off season for the Charlotte Hornets, and I'm loving it. It's Flight Sports TV.